Hey everyone, it's Carolyn. Welcome to the channel. I'm an empath and psychic, and for today's video we're going to be doing a pick a pile reading, and we're going to be focusing on karmic cycles. So I have 3 piles for you to choose from today, and I put a devil card on each of them because the devil represents our blocks and the things that are keeping us trapped, and that oftentimes is what we associate karmic cycles to be like, because it's like this endless cycle that we keep repeating over and over again, and the only way that we're going to end a karmic cycle is to become aware of it and take the steps to do so. And so that's really, to me, what the devil card represents. So with today's reading, we're focusing on your karmic cycle, but also advice on how you can end this karmic cycle or move on from this karmic cycle where it is no longer controlling your life. And so we have pile 1 with the in-between tarot, we have pile 2 with tarot in space, and we pile 3 with the wizard's tarot. So take a moment and pause the video if you need to take time to meditate. I'm going to have the timestamps for each of the piles in the description box down below, and you can use this to pick your piles if you are someone where you associate angel numbers with messages from you. You can check out the timestamps and see if any of them are resonating for you. If not, just take a moment to meditate and clear your mind, and take a moment to figure out what karmic cycle you feel you are currently stuck in, what card is resonating with you, and then once you have picked your pile, you can jump ahead to those timestamps. I want to say that if you're new to the channel, welcome. I would love to have you a part of this family, so make sure that you turn on that bell notification and you subscribe so you don't miss out when I post my next video. I post multiple videos every week, including more pick a pile readings like this. I also do collective readings and zodiac readings, and I also do educational videos to help you all in your spiritual journeys. And if you want to watch more of my videos, I'm going to have them linked to the cards above that you can watch after this. And if you want to get your own private in-depth reading, I do sell them. You can check out my Etsy shop, or you can message me on Facebook or Instagram. Everything's going to be linked in the description box down below. And so with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the readings. So those of you who chose the devil card from the in-between tarot, I'm going to put your card off to the side here. So for your card, you have card 26, hostilities. You have card 48, angel of balance. You have card 45, reverse, man holding a heart. Card 24, adjacent possibilities. Then you have the 6 of swords reversed, 9 of swords, and Queen of Cups reversed. So I'm going to take a moment and move these cards around so you can see them a bit better. So the first thing I'm picking up on is that you are super defensive, and because of your defenses, you are feeling like you're protecting yourself, but really what this karmic cycle is doing is it is holding you back. It is stagnating you. It is not leading you where you want to be. And the reason for it is because people are seeing your defensiveness and they don't want to be in your life. They don't want to help you anymore, because you have people who are trying to help you, who genuinely love and care about you. And it's like you are biting the hand that's trying to feed you. Like, you are so defensive. You're not even like aware of it, I don't think. I really feel like this is something where like you are so guarded, and you think that you have reasons to be guarded because of this karmic cycle, but really it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, where it's like you feel like you can't trust anyone. You feel like no one is going to be able to be reliable, be dependable. And so you have people who are trying to help you, but because you're so guarded, you're so defensive, you end up hurting them. And as a result, then they're jaded, then they don't want to help you, and then you look at it as a reflection of them, and you're like, well, I knew this person wasn't going to stick around. I knew that they weren't going to be in my life. And it's like you don't realize that your actions are pushing these people away. And so it's like, it's really like you are stuck right now because of this karmic cycle. And that's why I'm being told for you, like, the way that you break this karmic cycle, this 6 of swords is reversed. The thing about the 6 of swords is forward movement. And because it's reversed, it's reflecting the stagnancy of your life right now with this cycle. It's literally telling you the only way to break this cycle is, 1, accept that you were causing this cycle. While you're defensive, while your ego is trying to make you out to be the one that's always hurt and not take any accountability, you're not going to be able to break the cycle, because these fears with this 9 of swords are going to keep playing at you. What you need to realize is that yes, you have these fears, you have to allow these fears to come true. That's the only way to break the cycle. Don't be defensive anymore. Don't try and stop something from happening, because all these adjacent possibilities, it's literally like this outcome, this person, this situation can go any number of ways, but you are so set preventing it from going a certain way, that you were blocking it, that you were shutting it out, because this man holding a heart is reversed. You're trying to protect your own heart. Like, you're not giving it to anyone, and not even romantically. This is like any relationships, anything where you have to be vulnerable. You are so defensive about it. And I understand that a lot of you, this is probably coming from past pain or past relationships that did not go as planned, that you were hurt, that you were betrayed. And so there's a reason for it. There's a logic behind it, which is why it's something where it's so easy for your ego to hold on to it, because there is that logic behind it. There's that justification behind it. But what you need to realize with this karmic cycle is that you're trying to protect yourself, but yet it's actually doing the very thing you don't want it to do, because I feel like you don't want to be alone. You want to have people in your life who you trust, who you rely on, who you are dependable upon, but yet you are not giving yourself the opportunity to prove that to yourself. You're not giving yourself the option to see if someone's going to hurt you or not, to see if they're trustworthy. It's like you are creating judgment on them before you even truly get to know them. And for those of you where this isn't about people in your life, this can be situations or opportunities in your life. It's like you're not willing to take risk. You aren't making yourself vulnerable. You're not going for what you want for the fear of what it could lead to, for the fear of the negativity, for the fear of the backlash. And so what you're really being told with this karmic cycle, it's like it is preventing you from living your life. It's preventing you from going for things, seeing these adjacent possibilities, getting these different outcomes. I really feel like this is a karmic cycle that is fear-based, that is meant to keep you held back. And the reason for it is this is a karmic cycle that's repeating because it's comfortable for you. And it's very easy for us as humans to fall into what's familiar, even if it's not exactly what we want, because we would rather expect the pain that we're gonna get and be okay with what we know than take a risk into the unknown and have it not be our expectations, because that's a whole new level of difficulty and pain and heartbreak. Whereas this, it's familiar. And so with this karmic cycle, the reason why you have people in your life who come around, or these situations in which you are being asked to take a risk, is because with this karmic cycle, the universe wants you to realize this is your ego, that it's your own hostility. But the only way you're going to learn it is by realizing that you can't continue to do the same thing and expect a different outcome. And so that's how these karmic cycles come into our lives, because they are cycles that keep repeating, where the universe is hoping we take a different outcome, that we do something different, that we allow ourselves to break free of it. But until you do so, you will always be stuck. So really for you, with this Nine of Swords, until you allow yourself to give into this fear and be like, you know what, this is scary, but obviously the hostility, the defenses that I'm doing is not going to create the outcome that I want. I have to allow myself to be balanced and just go with the flow, just see what happens. If I get hurt, I get hurt. I'll pick myself back up. I've been picking myself back up all this time. I already know I'm independent. I can do things on my own. I can protect myself. I've been doing it for so long. It doesn't matter if I just take a little bit break now, let my guard down. If I fall down, I'm going to pick myself back up. That's what you need to do to break this karmic cycle, because you need to prove to yourself that you are not going to allow your past to define you. Right now, you are literally letting everything that's ever been bad, anything that's ever hurt you, define you and make you not live your life as best as you can, because you are afraid of history repeating itself. But yet you are continuing the same course of action in which history is currently repeating itself by your own choices and by your own actions. I really feel like with this karmic cycle, it's difficult for you to accept that you're in it, or for you to see it, especially before this reading, because it's like you think you're balanced, you think you're doing this for a reason, for that logic, and you think it's helping you. That's the issue with this karmic cycle, is that because you have been so guarded and so defensive, you didn't realize that this is actually what's hurting you. You think it's helping you. But that's where we have the angel of balance saying that this is a very tricky karmic cycle, because it's giving the illusion of balance, the illusion of control, but really it is what's controlling you. Really it is what is creating the instability in your life, because you are not giving people the benefit of the doubt. You are not trusting people. You're not opening up to people. You're not taking risk on opportunities. You are not doing what's good for you because of that risk, because of that fear. And I also feel like with the Queen of Cups reverse, the Queen of Cups is someone where she focuses her love on herself, where she focuses on being useful to the people around her, to working as a team, to trying to create peace and harmony in her life and in other people's lives, so that everyone is fulfilled by their lives. And the fact that it's reversed is indicating to me that with this karmic cycle, the way for you to move on from it is realize that you are the one who's going to create that fulfillment, that peace in your life. And just because you are creating that peace in your life doesn't mean that you have to do it alone. The great thing about the Queen of Cups is that she's someone where she can work with the people around her, that she's balancing to the people around her. And so just as much as she's going to rely on them, they're going to rely on her. And it's not a matter of weakness, it's a matter of unity and having a support system. Right now, you are so focused on like trying to prove to yourself that you don't need anyone, or like, you know what, it never worked out in the past, and so because of that, I'm just going to do it myself. No, I don't need anyone. I'm just going to be okay. I'm going to do what I need to do, and I don't care if I'm alone forever. And I feel like even though you're saying that, it's like you're trying to say it so that you believe it, but I don't think you truly do, because again, it's not even about a relationship. It's about like our connection with people, our support with people. And so even if you want to be single, you don't want to be alone where there is no one in your life that you can rely on, that there's no one in your life who you can have a friendship with, a unity where you are able to rely on them. It's like you are being so defensive right now. It's tiring. It's exhausting. This karmic cycle is literally making it where you are not taking care of yourself properly, where you are not able to actually just relax and enjoy yourself and enjoy your time, because it's stagnating you and it's creating you in this constant state of fear. And I also feel like what the universe is telling you when it comes to breaking the cycle, in this Six of Swords, he's literally looking like he's going to run up on these group of people and fight them. It's like he's planning an attack. He's got his guard up. He's trying to defend himself against them, you know, get them before they get him. Then you look at this Nine of Swords. And this Nine of Swords, the person that he was looking at has gotten him, has defeated him. What you're being told is that, unfortunately, when it comes to this karmic cycle, no matter how much you plan and you prep and you are guarded against people, if people are going to hurt you, they're going to hurt you. And so it's like, with that being said, why are you going to allow your life to be defined by this fear of the what if someone hurts me? What if someone's not who they are telling me they are? What if this person betrays me? What if I get hurt? Versus when you already run that risk of being hurt, you don't need to be overly defensive. Yes, have common sense. Yes, try and look at things and listen to your intuition and be cautious of things. But don't discount everyone because of the previous people in your life. You know, if there's one or two people in your life that you're cautious of, that you have good reason to be apprehensive of, that's different. That's okay. You can be guarded with certain people in your life. This is not a karmic cycle where it's telling you to let go of all your inhibitions and don't think things through and just run and be very impulsive and reckless. This is just telling you, when it comes to the genuinely good people in your life, don't discount them for the fear that they are not who they are saying they are. And I feel like the reason why you were drawn to this Devil card here is that if we look at it, you have you on this horse here. You have your army here. Use them. Utilize them. Right now you are like, no, I'm not going to use them because what if they betray me? What if they come after me? But it's like you have these people who are willing to help you, these people in your life who genuinely love and care about you. Like, use them. Don't let them go to waste. Like, if you are letting the people in your life feel unappreciated, they're not going to want to stay in your life anymore. They're not going to be as willing to help you. And so I feel like that's what's going on here. It's like, literally, like, just take a moment to think things through and self-reflect on yourself and watch your actions around the people that you care about and see how you can be pushing them away. See what you're doing to create that instability in your life. And I feel like you're going to realize that you're being a little too harsh on people. And I also feel like this is being true of yourself when it comes to this karmic cycle, is that like you are so defensive, you're so protective of yourself that it's like you are not even taking time to fully self-acknowledge what you need to address, what your own issues are, because we all are human, we all have flaws, no one's perfect. And so like you need to hold that accountability for yourself, because as much as it's easy to blame others, especially if they have wronged us in the past, there's only so much of their actions that are actually controlling ours. And we have to take the accountability for, okay, yes, this person did it, but I have allowed that to affect me in XYZ, and I can't allow that anymore, because that's where it's really coming down to, that accountability in order to break this karmic cycle, is that you have to be willing to accept your role in it. Like, not everything's your fault, but some of the current stuff, the lingering issues, they are, and you can get help for them. You can allow yourself to heal and move on from this. But in order to do that, you have to accept that right now they are affecting you in some way. And I feel like that's going to be something that's very difficult for you, just because you are at that point where it's like you want that scapegoat. You want someone to blame all your issues on so that you don't have to do that work within yourself, because it makes it where you are creating a distance from your own actions and yourself, because you're blaming this third party. But really, your actions are your own choice, they're your own doing. And yes, this person might influence it. It might be the justification or the explanation, but it doesn't mean it's a valid reason. And the good thing about this karmic cycle is that while this is happening, you have this adjacent possibilities card. So this is a cycle in which you have the ability to course correct it and change it very easily, because this is something where it's not so much a karmic cycle where it's happening externally. It's a karmic cycle within yourself where you're being tested based on your own choices and your own actions, on even how you internally think about yourself. It's not an external test from the universe. And right now, you are still getting these people of support in your life. And so it's going to be something that you can change, that you can take control over. But you have to be willing to do that internal work and that internal reflection in order to figure out, okay, this is what I need to change. This is how I need to approach things differently. And so I would really recommend, for those of you who chose this pile, to just take time with yourself and to connect with yourself and to ask yourself, what is causing you to lash out at the people around you? What is causing you to be defensive? What is causing you to be guarded? And when you do that, realize like, okay, I understand that and it's valid, but it's no longer a reason for me to justify treating everyone in my life this way. And you can have your boundaries, and you can have certain tests for people where you do that to see if they are trustworthy in your life. But you don't need to be so jaded towards everyone where you are being so guarded, so defensive in a way that's off-putting to them. You can make it where you are observant, where you are careful, you are watchful, and you're making sure that people aren't going to backstab you. But you're also then not under the assumption that everyone is. It's like going into your relationships where you don't have any opinion of them. You don't have a good opinion where you're being naive to them and you're trusting them, but you're also not going into it judging them or being too harsh on them. It's like go into things neutrally. Let someone's actions speak for themselves. Not what they say, but let their actions show you and prove themselves to you. And by someone's actions, you're going to be able to see who you can trust and who you can't trust. Because a lot of the times it's so easy for us to come up with these scenarios in our head that people are going to hurt us when we have these fear mindsets. But the thing is, if we just watch someone's actions, we look at that data, we can see that not that many people are actually out to hurt us. Like some people are just genuine. They actually just want to help you. And don't be scared when you have people who are wanting to help you, even if you haven't had it before, because I know that it's not familiar, and so that makes it inherently scary. But this karmic cycle is repeating as a way for you to realize that you have to let your guard down. It's literally showing you that you being defensive is going to push everyone away. It's going to isolate you, which is not what your end goal is. You don't want to be alone, but that's the result of your own actions with this karmic cycle. And so that's where you need to find this balance and actually be able to look at it, accept it, and then change it. And so I feel like this is something you're going to be able to do. It's just going to take some willpower from yourself to actually accept and hold yourself accountable and make sure that you are actually watching and being mindful of how you are treating the people in your life and how you are appreciating them or not appreciating them, and making an effort to change that, to show the people in your life who you can rely on that you are trying to change and that you're going to try and be more willing to trust them, and be open to these adjacent possibilities that not everyone is going to hurt you, and really changing your mindset from this preconceived notion of what is going to happen to realizing that you don't know what's going to happen, but whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen regardless. And so trying to release your control when it comes to the things in your life and really just allow yourself to start enjoying your life and not let this fear control you anymore. And so I really hope that this resonates for you. Let me know in the YouTube comments if you need me to re-explain anything, and let me know if it resonated for you. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share with others who need to hear it. If you want to watch more of my videos, I'm going to have them linked to the cards above. And if you want to get your own in-depth reading, I do sell them. Everything is going to be in the description box down below. And I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Have a good one. Bye. So those of you who chose tarot in space, I'm going to put your card off to the side here. So you have card 44, a woman holding a heart. Card 31, door to value. Card 23, all tied up, reversed. Card 22, yin yang. Card 8, indecision. Card 36, sacred chakra, archangel Ariel. You have the tower. 2 of planets reversed. 5 of planets reversed. The Empress, Ace of Rockets, 10 of Lasers, Insane of Rockets reversed, the High Priestess, and 3 of Planets. So I'm going to take a moment and rearrange these cards so you can see them a bit better. So you got a lot of cards here, but the first main thing I'm sensing from your karmic cycle is that you are someone where you are taking things for granted or you're not appreciating them enough. I get the sense that it's like you're so scared to make a commitment or you're afraid of making the wrong choice that you let opportunities and people pass you by, and it's not intentional. It's not that you mean to do it. It's like you are literally so afraid of making the wrong choice that you let your opportunity walk by because of this indecision. Because literally the sacral chakra, archangel Ariel, this is a card about your intimacy. And so this is telling me that this is a karmic cycle that can affect your relationships, but it's also affecting just your connection with yourself, because there's not a great sense of identity with you. There's not a great sense of knowing who you are and what you stand for, what your boundaries even are. Because with this door to value, it's like you have these doors open, all the money is going away, all the love is going away, all the friends is going away. It's like literally everything's just blowing in the wind. There's not something tangible that's grounding it. I feel like it would be really great for you to do meditation on your root chakra or ground yourself. I think that is what's lacking in your life right now, and that's what makes this karmic cycle really difficult for you because of this indecision. And it's not indecision in a sense of you are purposely like not trying to make a decision. It's like you literally are so afraid of being wrong. You are so afraid of doing the wrong thing, of holding the wrong heart. Where you literally feel all tied up because it's like you are thinking about all your options and you're thinking about them so much that you're getting so tied up in the what ifs and the fears and all the negative stuff that you don't hold on to it for fear of holding on to the wrong thing, because you have the tower here. And so these are the cards of what you need to do in order to break this cycle. And so the thing about the tower card, it's this tentacle coming up, grabbing this tower and breaking it as a result, like holding on too tight to it. And what I'm being told for you, in order to break this karmic cycle, it's going to be something where you have to figure out what you hold on to, but then find that balance where you're not overcorrecting. Because the way to break a karmic cycle is not to overcorrect into another negative cycle. It's supposed to be learning your lesson and moving on with that guidance, with that advice. And so don't go and be like, okay, I don't hold on to things, I'm too indecisive, I let opportunities pass me by, so now I'm gonna go and anything that comes into my life, I'm just gonna hold on to it without giving it any thought, and I'm just gonna let everything in my life be what I hold on to now, because that's not solving anything. The indecision is not from a lack of things coming into your life. Your indecision is a lack of you taking a risk on yourself and a chance on holding on to what you want, sitting with yourself and deciding what you actually want. This is about your connection with yourself and with your trust with yourself, that you don't make wrong choices, that you make good choices that are gonna be positive for you. And so don't overcorrect and hold on to everything in your life, because not always everything in your life is what's meant for you. Sometimes you're literally meant to be like, you know what? This does not fit with me. It doesn't make sense for me, and I'm not gonna hold on to it. I'm not gonna keep it in my life. Like, I've learned my lesson where this is not something that I want, and I'm not gonna waste time and energy on it. So don't overcorrect in order to break this karmic cycle. What you really need to do is embody this energy of the High Priestess, where you are taking time to ground yourself, connect with yourself, and pinpoint where this indecision is coming from. Because I feel like a lot of you, it's a fear-based indecision where you don't want to make the wrong choice. And so this could be that you have people in your life who put you down, who make you feel like you make the wrong choice, where you are so stuck on thinking that you are the wrong one or that you do things wrong. And that might not actually be your own thinking. That can be what everyone's projected onto you. And I want you all right now to do a little exercise with yourself where you evaluate and reflect on the choices on your life that were considered to be the wrong choices or the bad choices or the ones that people judged you for. Now, when you think back on those choices, are those things something that you regret? And then also ask yourself, for the people who are judging you about this or told you it was the wrong choice, are they looking at the data and being like, no, you did this, which caused XYZ to happen in your life, and even you admit that was really negative, and you knew that you had a good thing, but yet you decided to do something more negative anyway? Or are they someone where they just didn't want you to do it, and so they told you it was the wrong choice to fit their narrative? Because a lot of the times we can think that we make the wrong choices or like we're self-sabotaging, when really that's not what we're doing. It's just that our life is not in alignment with someone else's, and so therefore they're going to judge it, but they're not in our shoes. So I feel like that could be something that you have to evaluate, that you have to break down, is your reasoning for doing things. If you have something good that you enjoy and you ruin it just for the sake of ruining it, then that's self-sabotaging. But if you have something that even if others think it should be good for you and it doesn't feel good for you, and you then decide to get away from that, that's not sabotaging. That's called listening to yourself. And so I feel like when it comes to this karmic cycle, it's like you get these opportunities in people in your life that are trying to test you, to like build your sense of intuition and your sense of trust within yourself, because your life is yours to live and it's not for others. And so with your energy, it's like you literally pick this devil card for a reason, because here she is, she's controlling the two of them. And so it's like, why are you going to let this person control you when you literally have the power to control yourself, to do what you want? And so it's like with this karmic cycle, you have to build that intimacy with yourself. You are not going to get past this indecision by listening to others or taking advice from others, because the choices you make have to come from yourself. If they're not coming from yourself, it doesn't matter. It could be the best idea in the world. It's not going to feel authentic. You're not learning your lesson. This karmic cycle will repeat, because this is not a lesson you can learn just by changing behavior or just doing things. This is about you actually taking time to spend time with yourself and understand what's important to you and what you want and what you don't want out of life. And so no one else can do this work for you. No one else can break this cycle for you. It has to come from learning to trust yourself. And so the best way to do that is just to start trusting yourself. It's not going to be something that you magically one day out of nowhere just feel like you can trust yourself. You have to force yourself to trust yourself. Start listening to your intuition as best as you can. If you're struggling with indecision, just make a decision. If it's the wrong decision, who cares? It's going to teach you what the wrong decision is. It's going to make you learn, okay, I had a bad feeling about that. I didn't trust my intuition, but I didn't know what my intuition is now. So now I know when I get that feeling, it's my intuition saying don't do it. It's not saying to go and do it. So now I'm going to apply that to the next thing in my life and then learn from there. Build that data within yourself where you know what your intuition is. But the only way you're going to do that is by utilizing it, because your intuition is like a muscle. If you don't use it, you're not going to know what it feels like. I'm also being told for you though, with the 5 of Planets reversed and the 10 of Lasers reversed, Spirit wants you to know that when it comes to this karmic cycle, when it comes to your life, there's no wrong or bad choice. Nothing you do is ever gonna be something you can't pick yourself back up from. Nothing is ever going to be so bad as you let the fear make it out to be, that you let these other people in your life make it out to be. You're not someone who's going to completely derail your life just because of maybe one bad choice. Everything that happens, even if it's not the choice that was meant for you, it's going to be okay. You're going to reroute and find your way back. So don't worry about that. I feel like that's where this karmic cycle, it trips you up in a sense, because it's literally like you're all tied up. You don't know what to do. You feel like your hands are tied. You feel like none of these options are what you want. You have the 2 planets here reversed, which is literally like, I have these 2 offers and I don't really love all of them. And literally what you're being told, it's like, make a decision. And sometimes that decision is to make no decision with the options you have. Sometimes it's saying, you know what? These both suck. I'm going to make another option. I'm going to figure another way. I'm going to find another solution, and doing things that feel authentic to you. This is a karmic cycle in which you are being tested on what you actually value, because door to value, it's not just talking about money, but it's like, what do you value out of life? You don't really know. Or if you do know, you haven't set those boundaries with yourself to enforce it. You haven't set the precedent for your identity, and you haven't shown your individuality to others. You allow others to push you around, to walk over you, to decide things for you. And it could be that you're just trying to keep the peace, but the thing is, you don't owe that to anyone. And so it's like when it comes to the decisions of your life, that's for you to call the shots. That's for you to find balance with. And so I really feel like this is Spirit telling you, like, you're in a karmic cycle right now where you need to learn how to be authentic, how to set boundaries, how to do what you want, to put people in their place, live your life for you, and trust yourself, trust your intuition, and make the choices that are authentic for you, not allowing others to derail your life so it fits their agenda. And don't be like this Encina Rockets here that's reversed and just wish for things to happen or be impulsive with making them happen. Like, you can still think things through, but when you are thinking, make it clear to yourself that you're gonna make time to be rational, to be mindful, but you're going to make a choice. And so you're no longer letting these fears define you, where you're getting so all tied up where you don't know what to do. Now it's like, you know what? Okay, I've been sitting for a while. I can't really come to a clear decision. So I'm going to pick the option that feels better for me. The option that is less chaotic, the option that I think I can actually handle more. Or, you know, I'm getting all tied up in these. Maybe it's not time for me to do either of them. Maybe I need to just pull back and do something else. But make sure that you are connecting with yourself, checking in with yourself, where you are having this conversation and this dialogue internally, where you are doing things with a reason, with a purpose, and you're not just waiting things out and waiting for something else to change or waiting for something better to come along. Because that's what this indecision is causing. It's making you pass by all these opportunities and you're like, oh, it's no big deal, something else will come, and then something else comes, and that cycle repeats. Just make a choice. That's what Spirit wants you to do. Just make a choice. It doesn't matter what that choice is. Just listen to yourself, decide something, and stick with it. Hold on to it. Allow yourself to see where it leads, what changes it creates in your life, because at least it will be progress one way or the other, whereas right now you're just stagnant and waiting and in limbo, and nothing's gonna come of that. And so really, this is telling you right now with this karmic cycle that in order to break it, you have to just trust yourself, take a chance, and just do something that you want to. Just be decisive, even if it's on small things, and like build up your intuition that way, and that will allow you to have the knowledge you need to apply that to bigger things in your life and test out the waters. You know, not everything has to be perfect. That's how we learn. But right now you're not even learning from this lesson because you're not allowing this lesson to complete. You're not learning one way or the other. And so really just make a choice is what I'm hearing for you. And that's going to do you so good, because that's going to gain you to be more confident in yourself and your choices and your abilities. And it's going to help you set those boundaries with people in your life where you can be like, you know what, I love you and I really understand you and I know you're looking out for me, but I get to make these choices for myself, because even if you're right and it's a mistake, I'm going to learn that for myself and I'm going to understand it better. And make sure that you are not having people who are just using you and taking your energy and not offering anything in return, because those are just energy vampires and you don't need them in your life. Because I really get the sense like you have a good energy and you're gonna be able to do so much good with your life. You just have to allow yourself to break this cycle where you are actually being authentic to yourself. Right now you're not being authentic, and that's where you're having a lot of issues. If you become more authentic with what you actually want out of life, you're gonna feel a lot more confident, and in turn you're gonna feel better about your life, and that's gonna create a more fulfilling life for you. Because right now, yeah, your life might look good on paper, but it's not fulfilling you the way it needs to. And I really feel like that's what needs to change. And so I really hope that this resonates for you. I'm sending you all so much love and light as you're going through this, because I know it's not easy, but I really feel like this is going to be so much better for you. And so I hope that this advice helps you. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share with others who need to hear it. And if you want to get your own private reading, I do sell them. Everything's going to be linked in my description box so you can contact me. And I'm going to have more videos for you to watch next in the cards above. And I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Have a good one. Bye. So those of you who chose the double card from the Wizard's Tarot, for your cards you have card 52, Goddess of the Moon reversed. You have card 29, the World reversed. Card 40, 6th Chakra Archangel Metatron reversed. You had the 8 of Cups reversed. The Page of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and Queen of Wands. So I'm gonna go ahead and move your cards around so you can see them a bit better. So what I'm sensing for you, we have a lot of cards here that represent like things that continue and things that don't end. And that's fitting for a karmic cycle, because a karmic cycle is a cycle that's repeating because it has not been learned, the lesson has not been learned or understood. And then we have Goddess of the Moon, and she's reversed. And so the thing is, the moon represents the feminine energy, and we all have feminine and masculine energy. And so the feminine energy is more the energy of the moon. It's more the intuition, the feelings, the emotions, the things that are unseen, the subconscious energy. And so you have this feminine energy with the moon, and then you have the third eye with the sixth chakra card here. So to me, this is indicating the third eye is an energy that can see, that can sense, that is very in tune with the intuition, with that feminine energy. And so to me, it's telling me that your karmic cycle is that you are blocked when it comes to your intuition, when it comes to listening to yourself and tapping into that feminine energy, where you are not processing things fully as you should. It's like you are absorbing information, you're seeing the data, but you are not analyzing the things in your life. You're not evaluating the things in your life. And therefore the world is reversed, because the world card represents an energy of closure cycles. One door closes, another one opens, and it actually indicates like karmic cycles can be ending. And so because the world is reversed, to me it's representing a continuation. And so the reason for this continuation is that you are not looking at the things in your life and evaluating them to stop them, to prevent them, to actually absorb what's going on and how you feel about them. And so this karmic cycle is not a specific cycle in the sense of it's between you and this specific thing in your life. This karmic cycle is more so about your life and the way that you are living it, in the sense where you are going through the motions but not actually enjoying your life, not actually partaking in your life. It's kind of like you are letting things happen to you and you're not tapped into that feminine energy enough to understand them. And so it makes it very difficult for you to understand yourself, to connect with yourself and take care of yourself, because a masculine energy is more an energy of action, of doing things and moving and having things be very fast-paced in your life. And this is great for certain aspects of our lives. This is great when it comes to our goals or aspirations, when we have something that we need to do, be motivated. So the masculine energy is a good energy. But regardless if it's too much feminine energy or too much masculine, it's not good to be swayed too much to one side. They're supposed to be working in harmony. We're supposed to have that duality in our life. And because of you, this karmic cycle is making it where your feminine energy is not very prominent in your life, and therefore you are not in tune with the flow of life. I feel like it makes it very difficult for you to release control. I think it makes it very difficult for you to be at peace with the unknown, with the uncertainty. It makes you very antsy and like you need to do things, and you very much want to stay busy as a result of it. And sometimes this also means that the relationships in our lives, the people in our lives, we are keeping them not to form that deep connection, not to actually get to know them and understand one another and have that mutual respect, but more so almost like you're collecting people to keep you entertained, to keep you busy, to keep you distracted from the things in your life that might be causing issues that you need to reflect on, that you need to look at. This really indicates to me that this is a karmic cycle in which there's a lot of reflection you need to do that you've not been able to do, and you also have to look and evaluate the things in your life and see why you're doing them and if you want to truly do them, because it seems more like you are doing things just for the sake of doing them and not from an authentic place of genuine curiosity. And so to me, this karmic cycle is learning how to be with yourself, learning how to connect, and learning not how to hide parts of yourself away and not try and keep moving forward. It's reminding me of like The Incredibles. Edna Mode has this saying where she's like, "I never look back, darling, it distracts from the now." That's what this karmic cycle is doing to you. It's making you look so far ahead. You're not even focused on where you came from or any reflection, and therefore you're not truly learning things, you're not understanding them, and you can't prevent them. And so this is making you vulnerable because you are allowing people in and you are allowing situations to kind of have history repeating itself because you're not taking time to see the writing on the wall, evaluate things, and make the judgments for yourself. It's like you're letting things happen to you instead of taking control of your life. And I know it's a little bit hard to understand because that masculine energy that is really controlling you right now, you feel like, no, I'm controlling the things in my life. I'm doing this, which is leading to that, and I'm very much hands-on with my life. But the thing is, you can be hands-on with your life, but still not in control of your life because you are not being aware and you're not being mindful of the things you're doing. You're just doing them for the sake of doing them. And so what I really feel like you need to do in order to break the cycle is, one, take accountability, look at your life, and be this Knight of Wands where you are not afraid to look at the past, where you are not afraid to get answers and to go looking for the things that you want. And then the Page of Pentacles here is an energy that is very much like a student, someone who is curious. So instead of reflecting on things and thinking that it's going to make you weak or it's going to slow you down or it's pointless, look at it as a learning lesson to be like, okay, I'm going to reflect on this period of my life and I'm not going to get mad at the results. I'm just going to understand myself better. I'm going to connect with myself more and understand why I do the things I do, why I react the way I do, so that I can use this as data moving forward and I can allow myself to be in that feminine energy and use my third eye and use my intuition when something is kind of repeating history. And you also have this Queen of Wands here. And this Queen of Wands energy is an energy of confidence. And the thing is, right now, you might be acting confident, but it's kind of like you're playing a role. This karmic cycle is making you not truly be confident in yourself because you don't have a reason behind what you're doing. You don't have that why. And so you don't have the true inspiration motivating you. It's like you're motivated because you know you want to do stuff, you know you want to create, but you're not having that passionate reason within you being like, this is my motivation, this is why I have to do it, because this happened to me and I'm just really passionate about it and I have this understanding with myself. That's lacking from your life right now. And so I feel like once you start to learn why you do things and once you shift the things you do to be truly authentic, where there's a reason behind it and where you understand yourself and the reason why you do things and why you act, you're going to have a better control of yourself. You're going to be able to avoid getting into sticky situations or conflict with people. And you're also going to be able to feel like you are in more control because you are now doing things with a purpose. And it's going to help you feel more in aligned, where you are no longer just going through the motions of things. Now you are actually feeling things, processing them, and then choosing the course of action that is right for you and moving you forward instead of just moving. Because that's what's going on right now. It's like you're moving for the sake of moving. When you break this cycle, you're going to understand yourself enough to know what you're moving towards. And that's going to be really beneficial for you. You're going to be creating. And I feel like that's really what you need to do right now because of this 8 of Cups reverse. The 8 of Cups is an energy about moving forward. And so with it being reversed, it's really saying like you're going to move forward. But in order to move forward, you got to figure out where you're going. And that's what's lacking right now. That trust, that connection with yourself, that understanding with yourself is what is currently being blocked by this karmic lesson. And so definitely take time, slow down, learn about the things that inspire you. If you want to go back to school, it would be a really good time to do that. But really, it doesn't even have to be that big. It could just be like watching certain YouTube videos or reading more articles on things or connecting with yourself, maybe painting, things that are making you inspired, creative for your own self reasons. And so it's going to be different for all of you. But I really feel like that's going to help you right now because you need to tap back in tune with that feminine energy. Also, I would say getting in tune with the feminine energy, you might want to do meditations on your 6th chakra, or just doing meditations in general could help you become a little bit more mindful, a little bit more aware, where you're slowing down from doing things without a purpose and you can kind of connect, ground yourself and gather your thoughts and figure out what is truly important to you. And I feel like once you break this cycle, you're going to feel a lot more confident with your life and with yourself. And it's really going to help you be more decisive and do the things that you want to do, where you also have an end goal, where you know what you're working towards and you're not afraid to come up with other goals then, because now you have this whole horizon that you can expand upon because you have a certain destination instead of just free falling and kind of hoping that everything sticks. now you have an actual direct purpose that you're going to be finding within yourself as you go on this journey. So I'm really sending you all so much love and light as you're going through this. I hope this resonates for you. Let me know if you have any more questions in the YouTube comments down below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share with others who need to hear it. If you want to get your own private in-depth reading, I do sell them. You can check out my Etsy shop or message me on Facebook or Instagram. Everything's going to be linked in the description box down below. And I'm going to have more videos for you to watch next, linked in the cards above. And if you want to see when I post my next video, make sure you turn on that bell notification and you're subscribed. And I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Have a good one. Bye.